This is corner stretch and wall angel. Two moves I most of the time always give together. And so corner stretch, there's different ways you can do it. People do it in all sorts of ways, but the idea is to get pec minor to loosen up and let the shoulder come back. And what the research shows the best way to go about it is to make a T from your shoulders and your neck. And that means your hands should be above the shoulders a little bit. And then you take one step in. And the reason for that is so that you don't overarch your back. You just take a step in, get tall, and then breathe into the move. Most people feel it all the way into their hands and a pull through here. But the important thing is create that T from the head down into the back. Again, 4 or 5 breaths typically work well. And then we go into wall angel. And this is what wall angel looks like. Your feet are away from the wall. If you can't do this move, then we go slide down into more of a squat position because that'll tilt the pelvis and allow the rib cage to press into the wall. But the idea is to make this part of the rib cage, right at the lowest part of the mid-back, lowest part of the rib cage, mid-back, where the diaphragm is, press into the wall. And so it will look like this. And now you take a breath in, blow out, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and as you exhale, the rib cage will come down and you press this back part into the wall. Get as tall as you can through the move to make space here. Eyeballs will look down about 10 feet in front of you to create some deep neck flexor activation. And breathe. Again, 4 or 5 breaths. If you start to feel like you're doing this excellent and you're doing well, lower the body, keep the hands there, and that'll put more tension through the shoulders and rib cage. And be able to breathe and drop that mid back into the wall. And that is corner stretch and wall angel progressions. Okay. Yeah, this one is the arms up wall squat. We use this a lot because it fixes a bunch of things in squat patterns and extension through the mid back and between the shoulder blades, and it helps keep you tall and upright. And so we start in this position, arms up like so. And Dr. Paul is going to show arms up wall squat, and you see how good his mobility is. So I'm going to make it harder on him by moving the feet closer to the wall. And as you get better and better with this, with your mobility, you'll move the feet closer to the wall. And the feet will be perpendicular to the wall. We'll try to keep them straight. And then as you move up and down, so go ahead, Dr. Paul, move down into the squat. And the goal, how we teach it, is go down, and in that position right there, take a big breath in through the nose. And as you breathe out, reach your hands all the way up to the ceiling so that the rib cage comes down as the shoulder blades pin the rib cage down to open up the mid back. And then go ahead and stand up at that point. And a lot of times we'll recommend this 3 to 5 perfect ones throughout the day to improve the motor pattern. And then go ahead and grab the chair. And then this is for as people get a little older or for safety issues. We have our older individuals and patients go into, we call a arms up wall squat with a chair. And ideally, you're just touching the chair with your butt. You're not putting weight on it. But if it's hard to do, then go ahead and take a seat, take a break, and then lift up into the arms up wall squat with that. But this is the regression pattern for our older individuals or people who need some safety net or just don't have the mobility yet. So that's arms up wall squat.